There folks, welcome back to my channel. I've come on to make this card. Now I had actually made a video with this card, or so I thought, but unfortunately I had sound on my video but not a picture. So I'm going to have to do it again to show you how I made this fabulous card with Gummiapan Dies and a Gemini, lovely Gemini Crafter's Companion weave sort of style embossing folder, finished with glossy accents, up on foam pads, these lovely wreaths from Gummiapan, and this die cut here, and some nice inking. So I'm going to show you how to make something similar. The measurements are not quite the same as the first video, but as I say, it didn't work anyway, so I'll give you the new measurements on this video, but this is what I did and I'm quite chuffed with it. So I'll pop that to the side, and I've already cut out my, oh, I think my light just went a bit dim there, and I don't want that timer on because I don't want the light to go off, so hopefully that's fine for you. So this is, I'm using the Ray Gummiapan die, and I've cut it out 3 times and I've done 3 doubles just to give them a bit rigidity. And this die cut from Gummiapan, which is a kind of, don't know what you would call it, it's called Spruce on the packaging, so it's a kind of like sort of cracked peephole type thing. So I've already cut, as I say, I've cut out the wreaths and I've cut out my card base. So my card base measures 4.5 by 6 1/4. The silver Mirri Card, I'll not dazzle you, it measures 4 by 6. And my top piece measures 5 3/4 by 3 3/4. So pop these 2 to the side just now, and I'm just going to die cut out, pop this here just so you can kind of see it. Well, you maybe can't see it actually, but I'll pop it there. So I'm just going to do, what I would do first is actually I'll put this through the embossing folders through first and then die cut it, because what happens if you were to die cut it first and then emboss it and then die cut it after, this would all get flattened, so you don't want that to happen. So take my die away, and I think the last time I did actually do the colouring in first. So what I best do actually is the colouring in first. So what I used was a mixture of some distress oxides. So I used iced spruce, broken china, Unchartered mariner, and I didn't use wilted violet because that was for something else, and I used peacock feathers just in different areas. Okay, so if we just move that away a minute, try and keep that in, put it there just now. So I got my blending brushes, and I just went into different parts of the paper, the card even, nails, and just added some colour on it, really. And then I went to the next colour, which was broken china. If you don't have these, you can just use any inks, you know, if you were going to do something similar. I've got peacock feathers. If I can just get the lids off. Right, I'm going to change brushes. I've got a nice green one here, which I'm trying to keep my brushes all kind of similar colours. I'll put a little bit there as well, a wee bit here, and then I'll turn it round and I'll hold it with a little bit of paper just so I don't get my hands covered in it. And then I'm going to go to iced spruce now, and I'm going to just use another brush which has got iced spruce on it. Now there's lots of ways you could do it. You could do it with, you could even do a background with water, but I didn't. I just wanted to do it like this time. And you could put it onto your embossing folder as well. That's another way you could do it, but I just thought I'd do it this way for a wee change. There we go. So just put another bit more of broken china. Oh, there's broken china here. I need to swap my brushes again. And here's my bit of paper. So I put a wee bit here, a little bit here, a wee bit in the middle, a bit more around. There we go. Right. So I was trying to keep it sort of this sort of blues that you can see in the sea, which are often the greens and different types of blue. I'm just going to wipe this away, and then I'm going to work out my sandwich. Now we'll be coming back to these in a minute, because once I've cut the background out, I'm just going to give this a wee dry off as well. Now to work my sandwich out, because the last time I did this I kind of got the sandwich wrong. So this is the front of your folder, and then just pop it in sort of into the middle. It doesn't really matter, up to the top, anywhere. You've got the waves everywhere anyway, so that's fine, and this should work hopefully. And if it doesn't, bear with. No, that didn't work. That's not enough. Right, let's see if we can put this on it. Let's try it this way. No, I've forgotten how to do it, you know. Did it yesterday and I've forgotten what you do. It was that one, was it? No, that's not enough. I'll be back in a minute. I'm just going to pause you. So I'm back. Sorry about that. I worked it out, and this is what we've got. So it then brings out the waves. So also, just to make that a little bit brighter, I've got a trick that I'm going to do after this as well. So what I need to do now is I need to cut out the centre of this on here, and then I need to decide roughly it's going to go in there. So I'll get my sandwich ready, and I'll pop that in there, and I kind of want it in the middle, as much in the middle as I can, and pop that on the top, and then pop it through the cutting machine. There we go. And we're left with this bit, and we need that bit as well as this bit here. So you'll see that cuts out a really nice shape. So pop these to the side and pop them away into the other, with my other stuff just now. So I'll bring my other card back into play. So what I did was, that one's slightly different but similar. So obviously that's going to go behind here. And that's not quite cut properly. Let's just cut this properly. It's not quite, that silver piece is a bit too much at that side, so just cut a bit off to make it 4. Okay, so it's just a tiny wee slither I cut off in the measurements, so that piece will be 4 by 5 3/4. Okay, right, so that should be looking better, and then that should look better as well. Yeah, that's much better. So what I did was, after I did this, I went over this with brilliant white archival ink, moonlight white it was, and all I did was I went over it like that, just to kind of bring these waves, the wave pattern up a bit, so that you could kind of see it a bit more. So just, because it's raised, this catches the raised areas. So that was how I did that. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is, I've got, so what I thought I'd do is I put most of the card together, so, and then I can do the messier pieces. So we've got this piece of silver Mirri, and that's going to go onto the base card front, like so. Now, if it's not quite looking quite right, I'll just trim it again, but I think it's okay. You can just move it with this glue, which is good. That looks okay. And then that would go on top, actually probably that way round. This bit's going to go in here underneath, but this bit's going to be raised up on foam pads. So I'm going to do that first. I'm going to put that on foam pads first, because that takes a wee bit of time to do that. So I've got some foam pads here. Got various sizes, so I've got these huge big squares, and I'm not going to use, well, no, I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to just use these, and what I'm going to do is make it double the height. So I'm going to pop these on as nearest the edge as well, because you want to make sure that's lifted up. A bit there, and what I'm going to do is cut them in half so I can fill in the gaps. Put that there. So I can have one here, I can get one here, one here, one there probably. Oh, wait a minute. One here. I'm going to cut these 2 in half as well. Put one there and one there, and then I'm going to take the back off and double them up again. And I hope the lighting is okay in here because it's two lights that I've got and a big spotlights in this room, but sometimes it doesn't always look that great for lighting when I look through the camera. But I hope it's okay, and I hope it's not too glary, and I'll turn that around because you don't want to be have glary bits when it's already quite glary already. So I would like to say thanks to all my new subscribers for subscribing, and I hope you're enjoying the content that's on here. I certainly enjoy bringing these videos to you, so you know, I hope that you feel they are good for you in your crafting journey. It's not very sticky, it's because I've stuck it down the wrong way. If you like things, please tell me you like them and leave me a wee comment. As I say, subscribe if you haven't already. Please share to people who you think would like these videos. And yes, and I have purchased the Gummiapan Advent calendar for this year. I heard about this through Christine Stokes, who I follow, and she's a fantastic crafter, and she's really inspired me to do lots of things. But she last year had a Gummiapan Advent calendar, and every day she did a different card on the run up to Christmas. So she's obviously told people about this as well. And so this year I've ordered the Gummiapan Advent calendar, and I'm going to do some videos on the run up to Christmas as well. So every day in the Advent calendar, I see a different Gummiapan die cut or stamp, and the challenge will be to make a card with what's in the Advent calendar. So it'd be great if you could join in and watch those videos. So it won't happen till the 1st of December, but keep watching. And if, as I say, if you're subscribed, you will get a notification to say that I've put a video on. Right, pop them away now. So, and just what I want to do is so I've doubled up the foam tabs because I want it to be raised a little bit more than just the one step. So just pick the backs off. I could have done this double, like I could have done 2 pieces of card, but I decided that I would just do the one. I really do like the Gummiapan dies, they're so good, and they do lots of different things that you can make lots of nice cards and boxes and whatever else you want. Use it in your scrapbooking, or they do dies and stamps, they do lots of other things. So I get most of my dies from a place called Mirri Card, which is here in the UK, and Matthew and Anne would be very helpful because they are very helpful. So if you want anything in the UK, just go on to www.messiaprint.co.uk, and they have a little bit of Gummiapan on that. Right, so I've cut the rays out, and I'm just going to double them up like that. But first of all, I need to put, and this is covered in something now, this piece on in the middle. But I want to make it slightly different. So what I just did with that was I put this, hide this again, and the rays. I used, well, this one first. What I used was, it was just a few bits of water, because this is distressed oxides are water reactive. So I just dotted a few wee bits of water onto that. If it'll come off, that's better. Not too much, because I don't want to get it everywhere over the rays. Just wipe that up, and then I just took got this cloth over the top, and then that gave me this sort of, which took the ink off and gave me that kind of dappled effect. So that was how I got it. So I'll just actually dry that off as well. Rolled over that. Let's get back to that. So just, you don't want to hear this, turn your volume down. And I'm not going to drag the white over that, because I just want there to be a bit of a contrast at the back. So pop that to the side just now. Now, the next thing I want to do is the rays. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to actually glue them together, and then I'm going to do the, I used some Luscious powder on these rays. And I used an Indigo Blue Luscious powder. I think it's green copper. So I used that on them. So I thought, first of all, I'll just line them up. And I'll double them up even, not line them up. Just makes them a bit more rigid, because they are quite flimsy. Take that excess glue off. So that's one. So I'll end up with 3 of these. So just a wee bit glue, not too much. A little bit on the tail, just a tiny bit on the tail. Just marry the 2 bits up. Like that. Come on. And then we can do this. There we go. Right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to do our green. So, yeah, Indigo Blue Copper Green it is. So, what I want to do is I need to wet the rays so that there's something for the powder to stick onto. You could put glue on it, you could, I just tend to wet it. So I just get my wet brush for them. I'll probably have to wet that again. And then I just took some out onto my brush and then just painted it on. So, if you don't have this, you could use anything. You could just colour them in. You could add a bit of Wink of Stella if you had that glittery brush, pen, or you could even add glossy accents to them as well, but I'm going to just do that. That's that one done. Right, we'll just add a wee bit more water to him, or to her, whatever you want to call them. So put a substantial amount because you want it to stick. So just use some of that stuff here first. So if you were just to put this onto dry card, it wouldn't work, it would just come off. So you need it to stick to something like water or glue. So it wouldn't work if you just popped it on without anything like water. So you need a kind of liquid to do that. That's 2, and then number 3 is this one. Like there, and we'll just use some of this to pop them in that way. And that will use up some of the stuff. It's a bit messy, but it's not bad. And I don't mind getting messy, and I think that's part of the experience, is just getting stuck in, getting your hands dirty, you know. There we go. There we go, that's our 3 rays. So we'll just tidy this up. Now we'll get on with the next bit. And I always like to kind of tidy up as I go along, but I mean, if that's not what you do, do what you do. It's just, that's the way I craft. I'm a bit like that when I'm baking as well. I like to tidy up. I don't like to leave my kitchen in a mess. I like to tidy up as I go along. Right, so let's bring this back. So what we need to do, actually, I'm just drying this a bit. What I need to do next is to pop this bit here. Now before I stick that down, I need to work out. I've got to work out how this is going to fit onto the card. So, yeah. Right, so before I do that, I'm going to put a little bit of glue onto here. So this just gives me a wee bit of slidability into place. If I didn't do this, this would just stick down and then it would be stuck. And it's sometimes a bit difficult just to pull that back off what you've stuck it onto without ripping it. So a wee bit of glue on does often help to move it a bit instead of it being stuck. So the best way to do this is to probably just look at it and say, right, that's probably where, oops, I want it to be. So try and keep it straight, surely. Yeah, that's... Now this bit that's going in the middle can then now go down flat inside. So I need to get it back out so I can stick it in if I can. So we're just going to stick that with wet glue. And then just put it in to the bit. Try not to adhere it yet. Just get it into the right place, slide it in to there, and then move that a bit, and that's it. There we go. And then what I did now was, well, actually what I did, I popped these on first. So I put a bit of glue on the back, a little bit on their tail, not too much, And I just said, oh, that one's going to go there. And I popped that one there. Like that. Doesn't matter. And then let's just, oh, I don't want to take too much off actually. So, but you do want to see its array. So the same here, just put wee bits of glue, and this one can go in the centre, like so. Just put that down there. And then this wee one can just go here on the bottom, I think. Or here, no. No, we'll put them there. So, same thing. And, yep, just put that on there. Get glue there if you can help it. There we go. And then I can bring my other card back into play. Just now I can get rid of this wee bit of green. So what I did next was I put some glossy accents in between the waves, and I just did a few wee bits. Not too many, just a few wee bits here and there. Like that. Just follow the wave shapes round. Like so. A bit more up here. A little bit up here. So I'm not doing all, I'm just picking wee bits out and doing it like that. Yeah. Yep. And then all I did was I added a piece of, obviously I'm going to have to wait till that's dry, but I added a little piece of vellum, and I've got a piece of vellum here. Should have from yesterday. Bear with me as I look this. I think I'll probably put it in the bin, you see. No, it's not in the bin. I don't think I've got any on the desk, but all I did was I put a little bit of vellum and I put a sentiment with thanks on it, heat embossed it in silver, and then added a couple of gems. Oh, and yes, I forgot actually, I did put some wee dots here at the back as well. I forgot I did that too. And that's my card. So I hope you've enjoyed watching, and thanks for watching, and perhaps you'll try this card for yourself. It's not difficult. You don't necessarily have to have everything that I've had, but you know, it's a fun card to do and it's something a wee bit different, and I like different. So thanks for watching ever so much, and if you want to subscribe, please do. I'd be very appreciative of it, and I'll be back soon. Bye for now.